Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. So on today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing this, the contoured cut. You can see how it perfectly contours the head, and it is just cut for the individual in mind. So you can see there, all the way around, you've got a beautiful bevel that hugs the head, which is why it's called the contoured cut. So we're going to get straight into the sectioning pattern and then the haircut. Sectioning pattern is here. We've got one section on top, which is a ponytail. We're going to break that down later. Look at that. We've got a ponytail here, and then we've got a underneath section working through here. So this is going to be section 1, section 2, and then section 3. This is how we're going to work it. So I'm just going to pull that down to there. Let this mannequin down a little bit. And what I'm going to do, I'll be working from the opposite side of where I'm cutting. So what we're going to do is we're going to find our length, and our length is going to determine how short we're going to be working on an internal shape layer. So this is a contour bob, and what it's going to do, it's going to like contour the head base. It's going to be the head shape in this haircut. Right, so we want it to go from shorter to longer. So all I'm going to do is break it down into little bite-sized pieces. We're going to bring it straight up to the ceiling. But what I want to make sure is that I'm going to be going short enough in here so we can take off some of the length from the bottom. And this mannequin isn't the longest. It's a beautiful color though, so I really want this to look really stunning. And I think I'm going to have that sitting around about there. So I'm just going to pull straight up, and I'm just going to angle my fingers slightly, so lower here and then longer here, so we've got that shape. And then we'll take a piece here, and then again take another piece. That's our guide, and I'm just working around the head, so straight up, and we're just cutting a straight line all the way across. Take a piece of that, and then my body position is basically just behind every section that I'm cutting. Now let's just lift it up so we can have a look at the shape, and then I'll get on with the other side. So we want it shorter, and you can see it just gets progressively longer, and I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So now we should be going from shorter to longer, like that. And what you can do is you can just get here, you just pull your guides down, make sure that you are bang on. So now what we want to do, we want to pull out this ponytail, and this is going to be our guide for all of the underneath now. I'm just going to get the middle just sectioned out, just so I know where halfway is. And you want to look at my body position as to where I'm going to be cutting. So let's have the mannequin or your client in front of you. So say that you are the mirror, and we're going to work around like this. So start from this side. I'm going to be, you can see that beautiful guide there, pulling straight up, and there's not much hair on this mannequin. But what I'm doing is I'm just softly, let's get the scissors there so you can see, just using the butt of my blade again. Next section. So I'm not just cutting, and I'm not angling my fingers like that. I'm just pushing that hair, and then I'm just wanted to create just a really, really soft, melted shape into there. And I'm just going to work all the way around the head. You can see my body position is moving with the sections as I'm working. So straight up, you can see there's not much hair on this mannequin, so I'm trying to keep as much as possible on those ends so we can maintain some length there. When we come into this back, we're going to have a bit more length here. Let me just spin her so you can see how I'm working. And what I meant at the beginning where I was taking that short enough, I wanted to take it short enough here so I had just some room just to be able to take off some length. And you'll understand why this is called a contour cut when you see the finished result. So it just really hugs the shape and the contours of the head. So last section until we hit the middle, and then I'm going to jump onto the other side. Yeah, there's not much hair there at all. But let's just lift it up because you'll be able to see the length that we'll be working with. So you see all this here, and we've got this length here. So we could be looking there, and I would say point cutting across through there, but I'm not going to do that until it's dry. We're going to jump onto this top section now. To make it easier as well, I'm just going to get these no mark clips, and I'm just going to keep that shape nice and flat underneath using these. And also it will stop me from picking up the hair that I don't want to cut. So we're going to take this top section out now that I've clipped all underneath out the way. And like I said, I'm just going to section from that center point. There we go. And if you are used to terminology, hot cross buns or quadrants, so we just want to high point of the head, which is there, and that is where I'm going to pivot from. And that's why I just want to split it into these quadrants. So we're going to start here, and then we're going to use that point there that we've just put in. Let me just show you, Paul, shall I? So that point right in the middle there is where we're going to pivot from, and how we're going to cut it. Hopefully you've got that central point. Where is she? There she is. You've got that central point in your head. So we're going to cut here, and we're going to cut from shorter to longer again. Here, 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 and here until we get to that point. So basically like a clock. We're going to work all the way through there, then we're going to work all the way through there, and so on. We're going to pull straight up, and I'm just going to angle my fingers again, and I'm cutting that line in there. Hopefully you can see it. Let me just drop it onto my t-shirt. There we go. And a rule of thumb as well, if you are a hair cutter and you are pulling your sections up here and you're dropping it down there to cut, just be a bit more disciplined. Bring your section up, cut where it's living, and then let it drop. So again, there was our first section. We're then going to pivot, get that section out of the way, pivot through there. We're going to steal a bit of that guide from our first section so we know the length. Straight up, and we've got a slight short to longer. We're going to steal a bit of that again, throw that out of the way. We're going to come through here. There's the guide, steal a bit, put that there, and now we're at 90 degrees from where we started. So with the clock being 12 o'clock there, we've gone to 9 o'clock, and that's where we are now. And there's my guide, straight up through there. And then this is all just going to sit in beautifully with what is going on underneath. So we're going to steal a bit from that last section we cut. We're then going to take our new section from this back section, just there, take a bit of that, leave that forward, pivot into this back, and again we're just working like a clock, and you'll see my body position again just moves around as I move through these sections. So now we're at something like 7 o'clock. That's where we're working now. If you think of it as a clock, take a bit of that, and then where we're going to be now, 6 o'clock. My body position is all the way around here now. so I can see my guide like that. And I'm going to steal a bit of 6 o'clock there, so you can make sure she's there. So we're now at 6 o'clock, and that's a previous cut piece. I'm going to steal a bit of this new guide at the back, which is the back right section, which is also now 6 o'clock, because we're going to be cutting that new section in. Now we forget about that piece from that side, and now we're at about 5 o'clock. Forget about the 5 o'clock. We move into 4 o'clock. Take a bit of 4 o'clock into 3 o'clock. And what I'm going to do now, just so you can see, we're now at 3 o'clock here, straight up, and I'm going to be cutting from longer to shorter now, because I can see my guide, but just so you can see how I finish. So there's 3 o'clock. I'm going to take a piece of 3 o'clock, and I'm going to move to 3 o'clock again, so we can put that section in through there. I'm going to take that piece of 3 o'clock from this new section, move to 2 o'clock. Let's take 1 o'clock, take a piece of 2 o'clock. I hope this is making sense. And now we're taking that piece of 1 o'clock, and we're going to move back to 12 o'clock, where we first started on that other side. And those guides match perfectly. And that's that haircut done, guys. That is the shape that we're going for, where it comes out, in, and then out again. Like that. So a contour bob. Follows the head shape beautifully, and then the neckline, and then comes out like a beautiful dress. Let's get it dried, and then let's put the length in and just refine. So that is it blow dried. Just put those clips in there just because I want to keep it just a little bit flatter, but also have a little bit of shape around that face. I wanted it to sort of sit like that. And then we've got that shortness from that top section just coming over. And then what I'm going to do when I refine, that's where I'm just going to start to pick up, texturize it, and a little bit more shape. But I hope you can see from that, now my t-shirt's behind it, how it comes out, goes in, and then what this length here. That's what we need to adjust now. So let's have a look at the back as well. So you can see there, comes round, tucks in, and then we've got this length. So let's adjust the length now. So we can see we've got this length here, and that's what we're going to be using as our length, so you can see. And I'm just going to use my scissors just to point cut. And I'm just going to pull it back, and I'm just taking a tiny bit of that guide, pulling it back in here. Reason I'm point cutting is, again, just to keep some natural movement in that hair and not to have a really severe blunt line, although we do want a blunt line because we want it to look on purpose and that you've got a hairstyle going on. So there we go, guys. That is the finished result. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below and tell me what you think. If you are new, please hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed this haircut. I'll stand behind it so you can see it a lot better. But look at how that just hugs the head. Beautiful. So there we go. You can see there, round, underneath. And that is the contour cut. Hope you really enjoyed it. Please, if you have, let me know in the comments down below. Give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new, and share this. If this has helped you and helps you to create these sorts of haircuts in the salon, this is the salon series, so I'd love to know in the comments. If you want to see more like this, just let me know. This was very simple. Ponytail, ponytail, a middle section that we cut first, worked underneath, then worked on top, and it gives you results like this. So really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.